same people who had something to say when you were bigger will start pushing food on you as soon as you begin losing weight. The aunt who called you big is suddenly asking why you're not eating and offering you a second plate. It's the same kind of person every time, and it's never about your health, even though they might pretend it is. The contradiction says everything. Somebody who criticized your weight when you were bigger, then starts pushing food on you as you slim down, was never once concerned about your health in either direction. When you were bigger, your weight was just the material they used to take shots at you. Now that you've slimmed down, that material is gone, so they move the goalposts to the opposite complaint. The target changes, but the intent stays the same because people like this were always going to find something to say about your body. Your body was their excuse. Make sure you subscribe because I'm about to break down every reason these people get triggered by your progress. The biggest reason underneath most of this is jealousy, plain and simple. And comparison is how the jealousy works on them. When you were around the same size as everybody else, there was nothing to compare. But now you're looking better than you did. And every time they see you, they're seeing the difference between where your body is going and where theirs is sitting. And it eats at them. For some of them, you used to be the person they looked at to feel better about how their own body looked. And now that you've changed, they've lost the person who made them feel like they were doing fine. For others, it's the attention because a fitter body does pull more eyes and more compliments. And they feel that attention sliding toward you and away from them. And for a lot of them, it's as simple as not wanting to be seen standing next to you, which is the fitter version of you, because the contrast makes them think about how they look. Every one of those is the same jealousy underneath. Your body changed and now they can't stand how they look next to you. When you were bigger, people mostly overlooked you. You were a little invisible, maybe somebody threw a dig here and there, but for the most part, people acted like you weren't even there. But when you slimmed down, you stopped being invisible and now people have something to feel about you. A lot of the time, what they feel is contempt. The same people who used to look right through you are suddenly cold, short, and irritated by your presence because a body they wish they had is standing right in front of them and they can't ignore it anymore. And that tells you something ugly. They were more comfortable when you were easy to overlook. And it's not only the people who already know you, strangers do it too, and people who are just meeting you. This is hierarchy brain at work. And it means somebody can't just look at you and keep it moving. They need to come out on top. So they'll keep searching your whole appearance until they find something that lets them. So a stranger can look at you, see that your body is similar to theirs, and immediately start hunting for some other feature where they can put themselves above you. Maybe they decide their hair texture is looser, or their skin tone is better, or their eye color or their features are prettier, or their body shape beats yours. It's shallow, but that's exactly what it is. When they can't feel superior about your size, they go looking for the next thing because their whole goal was to end up somewhere above you. And when the person coming at you is older than you, there's more to it. People want to deny this, but plenty of older women will resent a younger woman no matter what that younger woman has or hasn't accomplished because the younger woman has more time. And time is the one thing the older woman can't get back. It's not about either of them being young. A woman can be 45 and the one resenting her is 55, and neither one of them is young. But the younger one objectively has more time ahead of her. And no matter how much money or status the older woman has built, none of it buys those years back for her. So you getting fitter and taking care of yourself becomes a reminder of the time she still had and didn't use the way you're using yours. Between the time she can't get back and the regret over what she didn't do with her own, it becomes easier for her to aim the frustration at you than to sit with any of it. Another reason people get triggered by your progress is that you broke an unspoken agreement. When everybody in a family or a friend group is around the same size, there's a comfort in that sameness. Groups naturally settle around a shared norm because sameness feels safe and it keeps anybody from having to feel behind. It's an unspoken deal that everybody stays roughly where they are so nobody has to look at themselves too hard. So when you start changing, it feels like you opted out of that deal without asking anybody. Now you're the one who made a move, and your move puts subtle pressure on everybody who didn't. That's why the group turns on the person who changes, because one person leaving the norm forces everybody else to notice they stayed. People will punish you for that, even though all you did was decide to take care of yourself. And there's the person who liked you better when you weren't competition. When your body was where it was, You weren't somebody they had to consider a rival, and there was a comfort in that for them. Now that you're changing, you've turned into someone they have to size up, and they preferred it back when they didn't. Your progress moved you into a category they didn't want you in, and rather than deal with that, they'd rather you get back out of it and go back to being someone they don't have to worry about. And some of the people around you get competitive when you start losing weight. Though I want to be fair here, because sometimes watching you lose it does inspire somebody to start their own journey, and that is a beautiful thing. But the difference is the timing. Maybe this person always cared about fitness, that's fine. But you post your progress, and suddenly here they come posting their own workouts, their own gym selfies, their own before and afters, right on the heels of yours. And it's not only the people starting from nothing. Sometimes it's somebody who posted about the gym here and there. And now that you're posting yours, there's suddenly an uptick in how much they're putting out. Same thing, because the frequency changed as soon as yours did. Somebody who's truly inspired by you will usually tell you so, or cheer you on, or ask you how you did it. Somebody who's competing with you goes quiet and just happens to launch their own fitness content the week after you did, and how convenient that timing always is. Then there's what people do with the things you tell them in private. Say you had a private conversation with a girlfriend about your transformation, and you shared some of the things that have been working for you, your routine, the changes you made. Pay attention to what happens when other people are around, because sometimes that same friend will bring it up in a group, not to hype you up, but to put you on the spot. If she's enthusiastic about it, if she says something like, "Oh, I was just telling these ladies about your transformation and how amazing it is. Would you share some of what's been working for you?" And you can feel that it's genuine and she's proud of you. That is beautiful. And that is not what I'm talking about, though. I'm talking about when it comes with an edge. When she goes, "What was that one extreme thing you said you did? The cold plunges? Yeah, that's something I know I could never do." Now your routine sounds strange and extreme, and there's a little dig sitting right underneath the question. I broke down flaw fishing in my video called The Price of Being Relatable, which is when somebody goes digging into your business hoping to reel up something they can use against you. Go watch that one if you haven't seen it already. But this is that same move applied to your fitness, because putting you on the spot about your routine in front of people is them fishing for something to make you look extreme or strange. And what gives her away is that she's the one who brought it up. So she obviously remembers the conversation, but suddenly she's acting like she can't quite recall the details, and she needs you to explain yourself in front of everybody. That right there is how you know. Because if you two really had an in depth conversation, she'd remember what you said. So when somebody pulls that, play it right back. When she says she can't remember exactly what it was you did, you just tell her, "Neither do I." And you change the subject immediately, because that weird approach isn't curiosity. It does make you wonder if you were being talked about when you weren't around, and now they're trying to put you on the spot in front of everybody. Don't give them that satisfaction. Then there's the partner who feels threatened, and this is common. A partner who feels insecure sees your body changing and immediately starts thinking about what it means for him. A fitter you means more attention from other people and more options. And instead of being proud to have a fine ass woman on his arm, he can't handle it. So the sabotage starts at home. He pushes food on you. He tells you he liked you better before. He complains about the time you spend on yourself at the gym like it's a betrayal of him. An insecure partner will start assuming you're being disloyal, accusing you of losing the weight for somebody else, convinced you're up to something now that you look good. And that accusation is almost always projection, because a man who immediately assumes you're betraying him as soon as you get attractive is usually telling on himself. He's either already doing it, or he knows for a fact it's exactly what he would do if he were the one suddenly getting all the attention. So he can't imagine you'd handle it any other way than he would. No matter which one of these people it's coming from, the moves look about the same. It starts with the food pushing, somebody insisting you have to try this, that one bite won't hurt, that they made it especially for you. Then it turns into fake concern, telling you you're getting too skinny and that you're wasting away, that you don't look like yourself anymore. And when you turn down the plate, here comes the guilt, like you personally offended them by not eating. Every single one of those moves is trying to make going back feel easier than moving forward. So you go back into who you were, and they don't have to deal with who you're becoming. So what do you do when it's happening? You get comfortable saying no thank you to the plate and meaning it without over explaining why. You don't have to defend your goals to somebody who wants you to quit, and you definitely don't have to eat something you didn't want just to keep the peace. Let them think you're no fun. The only thing you owe yourself at that table is the discipline you already committed to. And everybody uncomfortable with it can stay uncomfortable while you keep going. Because the way people respond to your progress tells you exactly what kind of relationship you really had with them. The people who celebrate your change were never attached to keeping you the same. They just want to see you happy. But the people who try to stop it were only ever comfortable with the old you. And the minute you outgrew that, they made it obvious they cared more about their own comfort than about you being happy. Pay attention to who does which one, because your body changing just told you the truth about everybody around you. Have you ever had somebody switch up on you when your body started changing, going from criticizing your weight to suddenly pushing food on you? And who was it that surprised you the most? Tell me about it down below. Share this, like it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Take care.